these people will show us their immoral acts, contrary to the persona that they have already displayed. Many politicians are an example of this. So what can be done with mankind? I mean, you can give it all the happiness and prosperity, and with sheer ingratitude they will just throw all this away. They will choose all that is rubbish just to preserve their ability for free will, for desire. I mean, man, after all, wants to prove that he is a man and not a piano for a tune to be played upon. Some of you argue that no one is trying to control free will, merely to help it conform to what is good for us. But, my God, what kind of freedom is that? I mean, I'm joking. But joking or not, I have questions. Questions that need to be answered. People want to reform their desires so that they reflect reason. I mean, I want to know how this is possible. Or is it even desirable? Will this change actually be desirable for mankind? What makes a man have to behave in a logical way? I mean, it could be the law of logic, but it's not the law of humanity. I mean, I know man essentially is an animal, and evolution has taught him to strive for whatever he needs to strive for. Man loves to explore, to create, to climb the highest mountain, to find cures for fatal diseases and to pass on this wisdom. But man also loves to destroy and to ruin. Why? Perhaps man is scared to complete what he starts to create, to complete the whole edifice. Maybe man could create the perfect world, and if he did, I'm positive he will just leave it for all the other animals and then just move on to the next project, to coin a sporting phrase. It is not the result, but it is the taking part that counts. Once we've achieved what we set out to achieve, where do we go from there? When man began to think, he began to suffer. We enjoy suffering to an extent because it reminds us that we are alive. Did I not tell you that man's greatest disease was thought? I imagine you believe in this perfect world, a place where all that was reasonable and desirable, but I would not fit in a place there. And I would rather my hand wither and fall off than lay one brick in this perfect world. I know I am envious of these men of action, but I would not want to swap places with them. The underground is the best way. No, that is a lie. There is a better way I'm searching for, but I cannot find it. What would be best is that if I were to believe a single word I have said to you. I mean, I agree with it to a certain extent, but I am also aware of it's false, it's untrue. I imagine you think I'm a contradiction, a man who hates the world and yet vies for its attention, thinks his jokes are poor, but yet delights in their wit, a man who has something to say and yet lacks the courage to do so. I'm even making up your side of the argument. That's what living in the underground does to you.
There's a voice inside my head. There's a voice inside There's a voice inside my head that says that I'm in his instead. I find out when I close my eyes. He opens his eye, realize there's a voice inside my head. There's a voice inside my head that says that I'm in his instead. I find out when I close my eyes. He opens his eye, realize there's a voice inside my head. There's a voice inside my head that says that I'm in his instead. I find out when I close my eyes. He opens his eye, realize there's a voice inside